Hey, it's Holly. In today's video, we're going to finally start looking at the auction. So I've set a date. It's going to be April 15th, and I am really forward to putting this auction together for you. Lots to talk about, but I'm just going to walk you through the first part of the process of setting up the auction. It's so much work, so please bear with me. But basically today is the first part of getting ready and getting things just kind of set up so that I can systematically work through all of the sets, get everything cleaned and tested and photographed and all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so here I am starting the process, a very daunting process of labeling every single set with the weight. Now, when I say labeling, I actually started with labels, as you can see there. Then I wisened up and I opened my spreadsheet where I keep all of my sets cataloged. I started a new tab for the sale, and I am recording how much every single set weighs in grams. And this is really important. This might seem like a very small step, but it's a huge step when it comes to selling on Whatnot. So as I mentioned, I did decide to do the auction on Whatnot this time. I had a fairly decent experience last time. I think it'll be better this time now that we've done it once, and trying to be a bit more organized this time as well. But by having everything weighed ahead of time, it makes shipping really easy. It makes it easy for them to calculate the accurate weight of the package, and this just simplifies the whole process. So part of this is I'm going to be going through and weighing every single individual item, but then also I have to do measurements later. So it's quite a process. Really what I'm doing though is I'm choosing what sets I'm going to have for sale. Almost everything that you see here is going to be for sale. Yes, including that children's hospital. So step one is really getting all of this, every single thing weighed. So at this point, I am just wiping this down with some rubbing alcohol. It was quite dirty inside, so I wanted to make sure it was nice and clean and fresh. Then I'm stacking up my sets, and I started with complete sets. So these are complete sets in varied condition. Most of them are pretty good. And most of the stuff I have for sale is going to be complete sets. So lots of great stuff in here. Putting that aside, and I pulled over a bin of stuff that is not complete, and a few of these I'm going to sell. That particular yellow storybook I'm actually not going to sell. It has a rusted hinge, and I can't do it. That Jewel Magic Ball is almost complete. It's got all the figures. It even has the necklace. So there are some really good sets here that are just missing like a few things. So a number of these are going to be for sale. Yes, including that birthday party stamper compact. As you can see, it's obviously not complete, but I have a second one. No use keeping that. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the auction. Lots of good sets though for the auction. So just adding a few more that are almost complete, just kind of missing a few pieces here and there. And yeah, really excited to get these out. So just gonna have a look at my spreadsheet and see exactly how many sets I've put aside now. Y'all, it is 56 sets. That's a lot of sets. So we'll do our best to get through them. I'm aiming for this again to be about 2 hours or so. But we'll do the best we can with the time we have, and I'll try to prioritize any sets that you really want. So let me know in the comments if you see something that you're super interested in, just so I can make sure we get to those in the first half of the auction. Now, of course, the other important thing is getting this set up in Whatnot. So here I am in the Whatnot app in my phone, and the experience is best in the phone app. You can use this in a browser, but actually using the app is a much better experience, I will say. So this is just the process of uploading an item to the auction. And I'm doing this because you can preload the auction, which makes the auction run a lot smoother, something I wish I'd done more of last time. It also allows people to go in ahead of the auction and kind of get a preview. So, as I've mentioned before, I have ADHD, so am I going to get this all done in the next few days? No. Realistically, going away this week, probably will get this done over Easter weekend. But I'm just getting this set up just so you can get an idea of what that process looks like and how you'll be able to view them. So if you were to go to my profile and Whatnot, which is Pocket Vintage Toys, you'll see the sale set up for April 15th, and you will be able to see kind of what's in there. So you can poke around. Can't buy anything yet, obviously, it's not live, but there you can see I've got one set up. So I think I've got 2 set up in there now. Again, the rest I'll do probably about a week before, but you'll be able to preview. Okay, so still lots to work on. Got to make sure I understand all of the shipping policies, blah, 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 for Whatnot. I have to make sure all the sets are appropriately cleaned as best I can. I have to make sure that I've tested all of the lights. Just a lot of those little pieces that are really, really time consuming. So we'll keep working on that stuff, but really, really thrilled to finally be putting this together. And just so everyone is aware of that day, so it's Saturday, April 15th. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific. So just because I know we're all over the place, to give you some ideas of what that time might be in your time zone, I did it on a Saturday, and I did it specifically early in the morning for me in the Pacific time zone. Early. A reasonable time to start something on a Saturday morning, just because I'm going to have to get everything set up that morning too. So we're going to start at 10 a.m. Pacific. That's going to be 11 Mountain, noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. For those of you that are in the UK, that's going to be roughly 6 p.m. for you, 1800. Italy, Germany, Norway, that's going to be 1900, so about 7 p.m. So hopefully that is a time that works for you. I tried to make it so that it's not an awkward time, hopefully, for really anyone. But I did the best I could, so hopefully that works for you. Definitely, if you're not on Whatnot, go check it out. I've got the link in the description here, so you can go check that out. Sign up. It's going to be really fun. We had so much fun last time, and hoping that this time we'll have just as much fun and hopefully slightly less technical difficulties. We've got wired internet down here now. We've got just a lot better tools and equipment, so hopefully it goes smoothly. We're kind of at Whatnot's mercy in terms of how their server handles us, but we had a really good time last time. So it's a lot of sets. I recognize it's a lot of sets for us to work through, but we'll do our best. And yes, of course, it's not everything, but I realized even if I had some of them up for just 2 minutes, to get through everything would probably take a few hours. So I anticipate, I'll just put out there, I anticipate being live for about 2 hours, and we'll see how that goes. But that's the plan. So glad to get that started. Also, just want to say thank you so much for your grace and understanding when I go on these sudden hiatuses. It's been spring break for my daughters, so I wanted to make sure that I was able to have some family time. But also, just to be transparent, we were trying to buy a house again, and that hasn't really gone as planned. I guess it kind of went as expected, but you know, still no news there. Still working on it. So sometimes you just kind of have to toss everything aside and throw all of your energy into that. And because that's something that we're still trying to do, it is what it is. So thank you for your patience when I do that. There's going to be a few more times this year where I'll probably have to do that. One, if we do move, but two, I've got some really big work trips coming up, including a work trip that's happening over the next week, but I'm going to try to pre-film a bunch of content so that we don't have to miss out on anything. But there are some really, really busy times this year, especially August, and probably going to be actually in Germany for a few weeks in September. So lots on the horizon. That's it for me. So again, thanks for all your patience with that. If you have not hit the subscribe button yet, please do that. It really does help out the channel so much. I come out with new videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and this is really your place for all things vintage Polly Pocket. If you're on social media, you can also find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just look up Pocket Vintage Toys. Those are the best places to connect with me outside of YouTube. Whew, but that's it for me for today. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.